No.
You're going to love this question.
I don't care about my office. I got to prepare for this. I got 5
Real quickly, will you co-sponsor
Just get this last one. I want to take a shot.
co-sponsor John Conyers' single-payer bill? That's it.
I will address that if it comes up.
It will come up. I promise it will come up.
You promise it'll come up? Will you stop Russia baiting and focus on issues that concern the American people, like affordable health care? And will you please co-sponsor John Conyers' single-payer Medicare for all bill, like 50% of Democrats in Congress have, and the vast majority of California Democratic Congress members have?
Thank you. Great question.
58% of Americans and 80% of Democrats want single payer.
I think we're going to get single payer. And I think when we do, I think it will work well. But right now, I've got the entire Republican caucus chanting, repeal and replace Obamacare.
With single payer.
I am not anxious to be quoted as and every point at me and say he wants to repeal and replace Obamacare. I want to build. I will have to check with some of my colleagues on this. I think the next step is a public option. That is the next step, and that's where we should have gone in 2008 and 2009 and 2010. As a practical matter, the Republican-led Congress is not going to adopt single-payer this year. What we need is tactics that at least prevent Trump from taking 24 million people off the rolls. And that every single Democrat stood firm, voted against their effort to repeal and replace. The steps are protect Obamacare, improve Obamacare, and then we'll see single payer.
Democrats need to be more affirmative and more aggressive. So I'm wondering why I understand that you are not a co-sponsor of H.R. 676 healthcare for all, Medicare for all.
Whether you would be co-sponsoring H.R. 242, allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices.
Absolutely. I am co-sponsor of a bill that would do just that. And absolutely on any public option entity negotiating the prices. As to single payer, my thinking on that is tactical. What's the best way to get there? And if I become convinced that the best way to get there is to co-sponsor a bill now, I see a sign back there. I don't want to see all the signs, but one says ACA, fix it, don't nix it. And for now, that seems to be the better tactic.
It's not exclusive.
If we were to have single payer, that would be a replacement for, and some would say a improved replacement for Obamacare. And I think we will eventually get there. What is the right tactic to get there at a time when it's also the Republicans who are saying get rid of Obamacare is something I need to apprise, talking to some of my colleagues and seeing what is the best tactic. But I will tell you this, no tactic is going to get us there in the next 12 months. Right now, we're on defense, fighting to keep the Republicans from taking 24 million people out of health care altogether.
But we have someone here who can tell us what it's meant to her.
My name is Cindy Olivares, and I live in Woodland Hills. About 15 years ago, a year after the birth of my beautiful daughter, I was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of rheumatoid arthritis. And I was told that in 5 years' time I would be in a wheelchair. So I didn't think too much about it or worry at the time because I was covered under my then husband's health insurance. So I want to thank the people in Congress who passed the Affordable Care Act. If not for that, wouldn't be walking today.